welcome back to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I have with me today Krista Ducharme and Joanne Angel Barry Colon. How are you ladies today? Krista, you go first.
Hey, we've got this now. Awesome. I'm actually doing really well. Okay, so I have to tell you guys something. We live in an area that gets dark, right? Really early. It stays dark really early in the morning. It gets dark really early in the afternoon. Blah, right? So we were given a prescription light, one of those seasonal depression light
Yeah,
things.
my mom had
And
one
I
of
have
those.
to tell you, it makes me really buzzy.
Oh God,
And it's
Joanne,
on,
what are we
right?
in for today?
I don't know. We need her more buzzier than she is.
Krista the Moth.
I mean, and it's on right now because that's what actually is giving light to this room.
It's great
So
light, by the way. That's like white sunlight. That's awesome
it,
stuff.
it is. So yeah, no, but really, I am awesome. Yeah, we've had a couple of, hiccups. Last night's highlight was my daughter blew out a candle and got wax in her eye. But
Ouch.
thankfully, it's okay. She took a really awesome ice facial bath.
I'll
And I
bet.
have to let me tell you, if you've ever really wanted to do something awesome for your face, put it in an ice bath for 30 minutes off and on. You got to breathe. Please breathe. Take it out. Or snorkel. Yeah. But yeah, her face looks amazing today. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
How about you, Joanne?
I am good. I am in major creative mode, and we'll chat about that shortly when we go into the energy. But yeah, I am good. I was considering I only had about, I don't know, less than 6 hours of sleep. Over the last 3 days, I think I've had a total of 18 because every night for the last 3 nights, I've been working on a major project and been working on it. Like as soon as I get home from working with my clients, I sit down, I have my dinner, and then I dive into my computer for like 4 straight hours, thinking that yes, I'll be done. But then something happens, and 2 a.m. Last night, I was actually seeing 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, I think I need to go to bed. And then when I finally did go to bed, my body was so sore from just being still. It's just like, oh my God. So I turned around and looked at the clock, and guess what time I saw? 3:33.
Nice.
Nice. Awesome.
And then I went to sleep. So yeah, I feel great.
Well, 3 a.m. is late even for you, our 2 a.m. lady.
Yes.
That. But I love the fact that you're getting so much done, and that's awesome. I can't wait to see that course. That's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, I'm excited for this course. I'm excited for this course for 2 reasons. One, it's 2 of my favorite topics in one course, and 2, I'm going to share this course with more people than I can even imagine because it's totally out of my hands of who takes the course. Mm-hmm. I don't have any control over it. So whoever is aligned to that particular course will be taking it. So I'm going to just spread out my knowledge and wisdom about what I do. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. I so needed to hear you say that, Joanne. I really did, because I'm right now in the midst of doing the 7-figure Sunrise Summit and preparing all of that for January. And I've got sponsors falling out, and I've got speakers falling out, and my backups are stepping up, and everything's popcorn right now. And I have to remember, I have no control over this. There's certain things that I have control over. There's certain things that are going to process themselves through. And in the end, it's going to be great because I said it's going to be damn great. All right.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yes.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
exactly. Because we are the creator. Every one of us are the creator. Mm-hmm. And why the hell would we work on something so intensely and with such passion and turn around at the end of it and say, no, this is going to suck?
Right?
Why are we going to do that?
Exactly.
No, we're not going to do that. So, of course, we're going to sit back and say, you know what? This is going to be an amazing journey. And the things you're learning about what you're doing, too. I mean, because we learn so much in the projects that we do create. You know, they don't always go the way we want them to. They don't always flow in a nice, easy way. But like one of the things which was really funny, one of the women who I was chatting with last night on the course that I'm putting together, back and forth chat, she had said to me in the message, "Can you please be patient?" And I was like, oh no, the patient word showed up. I've been hearing that word the entire year of 2020. I'm like, patience again? So yes, I guess it's something I need to endure.
Yeah. You know, honestly, this year has been an awful lot of the hurry up and wait feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like you've got all this stuff you got to do, but be patient, be patient till it actually like falls in and you're just like, ah. Yeah. Could we shake the strainer a little bit, please? Just,
Yeah, yes,
you know,
yes.
when you're
Like,
sifting flour and you're just you shake it to get it to come out faster.
yeah, yeah. You know, but I also think too, because we're all being told to be still and to be patient, the stillness is going to help us have the strength. So when all these things do suddenly unfold, we're going to need the energy to sustain all the things that are unfolding for us. So
Yes.
You're all
I'm
going to need one of
excited.
these lights. That's what
You know,
y'all
I'm thinking
need.
about getting one of those lights anyway.
yeah,
I'm like, whoa, baby.
If they can take Krista up a notch, they ought to bring me out of the sewer. Well, this week for me has been an adventure in nightingaling. You know, some of you already know that Bill had a motorcycle crash a week ago, and we've been nursing him along and stuff. And it's been a renewal of our connectedness and our relationship. So that's been really, really, really nice.
oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
That is.
There's always reasons for things. It's a shame Bill had to go through that experience to get to this, but that's a good thing.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sometimes we have to be knocked in the head to recognize what is right in front of us that is so precious and jewel to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this week we're talking about Malachite, right? Which is the stone of transformation. Our word is transformation, and what to expect with this new age that we are moving into, you know?
Yeah.
I had this visual yesterday of, you know, like 100 years ago, 500 years ago, people working in the field, and they didn't have that intense, everything's got to be resolved in half an hour that us television generation has come to expect from life. And things, as they went through their process, went through the time of nature, as opposed to we've got to have this instantaneously, which is, I think that speaks to that impatience part, because we're dealing with very large planets moving slowly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into the details of that with Joanne's weekly forecast.
All right. Well, sadly to say, I'm really not going to be speaking much about our planets today. Forgive me. I will speak about our famous moon because I just truly love our moon. And I don't know about you guys and what the moon looked like for you where you are, but oh my goodness gracious. The other day, was it the actual day of the full moon? No, it was the day before the full moon. I was driving down the street and I literally had good thing there were no cars behind me. I literally stopped in the middle of the street, got out of the car because I was in such a perfect place to take a picture. And I had to because this darn thing was so huge. An orange, it was like an orange yellow color. I was like, oh, I hope my camera really takes the color of it. Because sometimes when you take a picture from your cell phone, it doesn't show as beautiful as it is. But I was really happy that it did. So talking about our amazing full moon's energy, which we are still feeling, by the way, and it was in Gemini energy. It's still in Gemini energy. I do believe today's the last day that it's in Gemini. And then it's going to be moving into, one of my favorite signs of all signs, Cancer. So yeah, so right now with Gemini, when we think about our moon energy, it's about our emotions. So when we think about Gemini, Gemini is about communication, broadcasting, networking, and how you want to show up on an emotional level, though. So when we think about that, it's like emotionally, how do we feel about ourselves showing up? This is not so much about people seeing us, but about how we see ourselves showing up. And that's even more important than how people see us showing up, because we are our worst critics. So if we're not showing up, if we're not showing up with perfection, there's an issue. So I'm glad both of you are laughing about that.
It's a laugh of identification for sure.
Yeah. So
hi, my name is Krista. I relate.
Exactly. I think we all can relate, all of us. So when we think about just this energy in Gemini and reflecting on yourself in regards to how are you showing up, recognize that however you are showing up now is not the same way you showed up 5 days ago. You were a different version of you. So you're going to show up differently as well. So rather than doing what I usually do, where I sit back and reminisce on what I looked like 20 years ago and what I look like now, I have to sort of say to myself, well, you know what? And I really hate this expression, but I'm going to say it anyway. You don't look so darn bad for 50. I give myself credit because, again, as my husband kindly tells me every once in a while, remember, you're not 20 anymore. Oh, shit, I'm not. But anyway, I know, really, those husbands are real good at reminding us about things, but it's all good. I love it.
I just mean, like, tell that to the voice in your head, because you feel 20, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, as funny as that might sound, not always. Days where my body says to me, hey, you're not 20. But just stop trying to think you are and move a little, be more gentle to yourself. So yeah. So let's move on, considering we're not talking too much about planets, except for our famous moon, because I always do. What I really want to put a focus on is December. Now, we put a major focus on November because of the 11 energy, which is a master number in numerology. But I do not want us to fall short on the month of December, because it is the last month of the year. And we take that 1 and 2. When we think about it, the 1 is all about all the new beginnings. The 2 is about the partnerships that we're going to endure this month, and thinking about all the partnerships we've endured in the last 12 months. And now let's bring that 1 and 2 together, and we add it up, which makes it a perfect combination of 3. And 3 is about the things that we are creating and how we are creating them. And in regards to creating them, we need to learn how to communicate about them. We need to learn how to express what it is we're creating. And reminding ourselves, as we were saying earlier, I don't know if we were saying it when we started the show or before we started the show, when we are working on something with such passion and consistency, at the end of the day, when we're finished with it, we don't want to tell ourselves, oh, that's going to be an awful project, or it's not going to be as great as I want it to be. No, because that's what's going to happen. If you're working on something with such intense and compassion and passion with it, know that that project that you're creating is going to be awesome. And the right people are going to be attracted to that project. So it's really important. And if you leave the show with any information, this is what I want you to leave with, at least for me. What it is you say to yourself is what it is you are creating. So it's so important to stay positive about everything you are doing, whether it's relating to a project for work or it's related to your own self image, for that matter. What you say is what you create. And the entire month of December is all about creating. And one minor other addition to this, when we take the collective energy of 2020, which is our 4, add that 4 and our 3, we get a 7. So this is really a month about seeking, evaluating. However, I like to invite you, when you evaluate, not to be so damn logical. Evaluate based on an open mind of seeing things in a different light. Because when we're so programmed to seeing it one way, we limit ourselves to that one way. Whereas if you start opening it up and expanding, you develop unbelievable possibilities of creating so much more than what you thought you can create. That's what I want to leave you with for today.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I
Thank
have a
you.
question, and again, disclaimer: we know that you're not an actual astrologer; you're a student of. So
Yeah,
here's this week's test.
I do. I've had enough tests this week, but go ahead.
Well, I was seeing on Facebook people today were posting like, "Hey, how was that? Full moon energy for you yesterday?" And almost all of the people responding were like, "Oh, I'm dying," right? But I had an amazing day yesterday. I solved problems. I did stuff. I was creative. I got organized. I mean, everything that I want to be, I got a piece of yesterday, right? And then this morning, I woke up, dying, kind of thing. And it's like, all right, Gemini, get your butt out of here. Bring me Cancer, because at least it's not that whole, flip flop. Am I off base? Is there the two sides of the Gemini that's impacting this full moon for some of us?
Good question, and I have an amazing answer.
Kevin, I love the bunny ears.
Yeah,
She's there commenting.
that amazing answer actually really is. Yes, it could very well be that two personalities from Gemini. However, I think a lot of it is because prior to here you were in this amazing uplifting mood, feeling great about this amazing powerful energy. But yet at the same token, you endured in Facebook energy of people saying that, oh, this moon was so shifting and tiring and etc. So you endured their energy. So the energy that you had that was so up and powerful literally was shitted on, excuse my expression, and drained your energy right down. So I don't really think it has anything to do with the two personalities of Gemini. I think it really has you endured. You took on all the Facebook stuff that were saying the energy was awful. I myself truly believe that this moon's energy was extremely powerful because it was also capped with the eclipse. Mm-hmm. And eclipse energies are very powerful. And I also want to make a note that those who were feeling a little drained by the energy could be a possibility that they have a lot of stuff that's sort of coming up for them, such as a plumber's dream, when the toilet gets stuck and everything starts to just sort of pull up. Mm-hmm. So they have things to work on, but for you, Gayle, I think you just sucked up all that negative energy.
Damn empathy.
Yeah.
And I do tend to do that, even though I hadn't seen the draggish comments until after I woke up, and I was just like, oh, today is not the same as yesterday for sure. But yeah, I do tend to pull out of the ethers, whether, and I am most connected to, a lot of people that are on Facebook. So probably very, very good insight there. Thank you so much. You passed your test this week.
Yay! I sort of like certificates, so for every for maybe every 100 questions you send me, I want a certificate for.
Okay. You got it.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, well, let's check in with Krista and find out a little bit about the crystal of the week.
So the crystal of the week, I have to say this one, this week it gave me a run for my money in terms of what I was trying to tap in and feel what was going to best suit everybody. Because I couldn't quite fully tap into the full moon eclipse energy as a collective. I could tap into it for me. And for me, Gayle, I'm sorry, girl, it's been yummy for me. I've just been loving this energy. So it wasn't until late yesterday, that it started to become clear what actually was coming through. And it is Malachite. And there are a couple of reasons why Malachite was coming through for me as the stone that we needed to work with this week. And part of it is, as you mentioned, transforming and transformations, because it is the end of the year. It is that last month. And, for us, everything that we're thinking about is kind of closing up 2020 for us. Think of it as wrapping it all up into a nice little neat package so that when we go into 2021, we're already connected to what it is that we want to do. And my kids are having a conversation. Hey, can you guys stop? I love that you want to talk.
My girls used to do that to me all the time.
And
I'd come
suddenly
back
now
and
they're
there's
having
30 messages.
conversation, and I'm like, okay. So sorry, I got distracted on that. So in any case, yeah, it's fine if I'm not tagged in it. Have a conversation all day, but take me out of the one you're having a conversation in. So in any case, it's about transforming, like you said. But there's the other thing that I got from it, and so I actually was guided to pull out a couple of books, and it was kind of funny what came up. And there are a couple of things. Now I have to share this person with you. Adam Bartlett. Yeah, it is Adam Bartlett. He is an Australian crystal guru. He is such a sweetheart. I've met him a couple of times at a couple events. Very sweet. But the reason why I want to read what he put down for Malachite is his whole thing is it's about letting go, which of course that's what the full moon is about, transformation, but embracing life. And the animal that Malachite, and this is the reason why I pulled it out, because he connects animals to the stones as well as essential oils. And I pulled it out because I was really curious what animal he connected with this, and it totally made sense once I read it, and it's a butterfly.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like, okay, this is all making sense why Malachite is so important. The other thing that that Malachite does is it connects us with our friendships, and it's good for healing, and it's good for healing friendships. If you all see where I'm going with this thread, healing and friendships. And because
Can you spell it out for us, please?
yeah, I'll spell it out. Well, we've been having a lot of turmoil within the United States, which has been trickling out. If you guys watch any of the global news, you can just see there's turmoil that's been happening around the globe. Well, it isn't just happening on what we'll say a political level. It's happening really at the ground roots, which is where that whole healing friendships is coming from, because some of us we've been so we get so captured by our own opinions and our own thoughts and our own, well, we have to be right moment, and there's no judgment in terms of that's the line you choose to go down, that's cool. But sometimes we have to, when we do that, we make that intention of hurting the things that are the people around us most. So it's really kind of important to keep that close to your heart, which again, Malachite, it works all chakras, but it's because it's green, it's associated with the heart chakra. And so I really, for me, when it all just started to come through as it being Malachite, it for me, it just started making complete sense, because it was for the full moon. we're starting the lunar eclipse season, or I should say the eclipse season. This is the beginning of several eclipses that are going to occur at the beginning of 2021. And then, it's the beginning of the end. It's our last month. It's the 12th month. And so that's what we're wanting to do. We want to transform all those lessons that we were just talking about, that 2020 has brought forth for us. And so that we can turn that into the change energy, the shift energy that 2021 is going to bring for us. So yeah, I mean, I know I just dumped a lot for a crystal, right? You're all like, Krista, you just gave us a bucket full of stuff. Right. So yeah, on a side note, one of the things I also want to mention about malachite is it's a soft stone. So it's only on a 3.54
hardness on the Mohs.
Yes, thank you. Hardness on the Mohs. That bleep distracted me. But the other thing is because of it, should your malachite break, if it's polished, it's pretty good. Just don't go licking it. But if it breaks, make sure you handle it with care, because it does have copper in it, and it also contains low levels of mercury in it. So you don't want to be sucking on this. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Don't use this one as a teether for the baby.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no. Well, on that note,
can I share with you, because always when you pull out your crystals, and you are so much more educated and facile with what the meanings are of them than I am. But when you mentioned malachite this time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this really amazing malachite, right? And like you, I was moved to go to my crystal Bible, for lack of a better term, and start reading about it. And I did not realize when I bought it how rare this particular malachite is. Okay? So I'll show it to you. It is very rare to find a malachite that formulates in shards.
Wow.
In wedge-shaped shards.
I'm getting goosebumps. Right? Oh my God, yeah, that is amazing.
It's absolutely amazing stone. It's a little bit druzy on one side, but you get these shimmers of these shards.
Yes. And beautiful.
As it says in both of our books, this is not to be used to infuse your drinking water. No. 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 Don't ever do that. No. Polished malachite, you can get away with it if there's no cracks or, cleaving, like you said.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage people to go out and look at everythingjustrocks.com, because their selection of malachite is absolutely stunning. Okay? Call Athena, get on her schedule for a FaceTime tour of the shop, choose your rocks, and make sure that you tell her that the three Crones sent you for the malachite this week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome stuff. Anything that you want to add before we move on to the next session? Nope.
I'm good. Joanne, what about you?
The best thing I can add to it is, from my own experience, it's a great healing stone. One of my stones I use for my hip, and I'm actually currently using it again for my other hip. So yes, it's a great healing stone, and I actually had it in my pocket since this morning. Took it out just now. I was like, oh my God, this sucker's hot.
It really does tend to hold, and it must be the copper in it. It's got to be the copper in it that holds so much heat, because they do. They really do.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and if you do play with malachite, just know it's going to make you get your shiz in order.
That's good. I need that. There was so much that came up in the book that I was reading that it was like, okay, this is going to be my new friend for a while.
It's gonna. It's one of those. It's definitely one of those stones that if you start playing with malachite, expect you're cleaning house. It's not one. It's not one that you kind of, lay back and, Lepidolite is one of those. You just lay back and let life happen. No, this is one that's going to make you work.
Yeah.
Gonna make shit happen.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, I am an unreserved yes. Let's get this done. Let's get it moving.
Let's get it.
Right?
And considering we only have today's the 1st of December, yes. So we only have literally 30 days left.
30 days.
30 days left of this 4 collective energy of the breaking down our foundation so we can start building a new one. So so I think this is going to be really important to have so you can get shit done, so you can break down what you don't need and don't bring it into 2021.
No.
Yes. 100%.
No, don't. No. Now leave it where it belongs in 2020.
Almost time to break out the brooms. Sweep it all up.
I don't think I have a broom big enough.
Right?
Let me rephrase that. I actually do have a broom big enough, but I use it when I go flying. So I don't know if I want to use it to pull my shit.
Those Nimbus 3000s have the best attachments.
Okay.
I need to find out where you get yours.
Awesome stuff. Well, that's phenomenal. All right, let's talk a little bit about the word transformation. This week's Gayle's commands. Oh my gosh. So one of the things that kind of always sticks in my head, because I have been involved in a program called Landmark Education, and they're all about transformational living, right? And they kind of educated me in transformation is not necessarily just change, right? Change is kind of like you're standing facing north and you turn to the right and you're suddenly facing northeast, right? That's change. It's a change of direction, right? Transformation is like the butterfly. You're a caterpillar 1 week, 2 weeks later, you're a flying insect, okay? That is a transformation, okay? So when we're thinking about all these transformational things, whether it's bringing the Malachite in to support that or, cleaning up all of this stuff that's been going on with 2020 and the energy of the moon and December, put your seatbelt on. That's the simplest way to say it. Put your seatbelt on. Because what's coming is going to be very little connection or relation to what has gone before, right? It's going to be a complete transformation into a different state of being for you. We were talking before the show about these lingering programs that I'm like seeing things pop up and going, why is this still happening? Kind of thing, right? I've done all this process work. I've done all of the pieces and the parts about it. Why is it still happening? Well, it's happening for me to acknowledge that's the last time it's going to happen. That's the last time it's going to happen. Everything else going forward is going to be a completely new story, a completely different energy, a completely different way of behaving and receiving in the world. So as you all go forth into, creating what it is that you want 2021 to be, because I don't know about you two, but for me, December is all about creating the future for me. And by 2021, Kevin is going to be on the show, not just doing bunnies in the background.
I'm like, dude, pull up a chair. Seriously.
But in your work and thinking forward to what it is that you want to manifest and create for 2021, keep in mind this entire transformational energy. Don't settle for little incremental changes from what's been going on now and in the years past. Go big or go home. Say what your dream life is. Joanne's favorite phrase.
I'm like, we've heard that several times already this week.
And 100%, she knows what she's talking about, right? Make the big wishes, dream the big dreams. Because if you're only looking to transform, for example, for a really bad analogy, from no polish on your nails to polish on your nails, you're missing out on so much that's available, right? But yeah, so essentially that's the energy that I want to leave you with in the space of transformation, is that there are no limits unless you put them there yourself. And there are so many new ways of living that you might not have ever considered before that are available to step into through the energy of creating transformation rather than creating change. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah, completely to
Awesome.
me. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
what do you guys think? It's on the floor.
I got insight.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Just what Gail was saying in regards to the whole process of, the transformation. And I'm going to use one of my friends, and, sorry if she knows who I'm talking about, but that's okay. She had, about a year ago, had recently gotten a brand new job. Now, I thought it was amazing because she left the job she had and, wasn't serving her, wasn't paying her what she needed to pay. And she had all these great ideas coming in and this quote unquote transformation because she got a brand new job. She literally changed locations and whatever. Same position. I think the position was slightly higher, more money, etc. But reality of it all is it was not a transformation. All it was a change because she didn't do anything else with it. And just capping on what Gail says, a transformation is not just about changing a direction. A transformation is changing, creatively changing something big. Because again, either go big or go home. Go big or go home, because that's what, when we think about the energy we're moving into in this 5 energy, which I've been dying to talk about, this 5 energy is all about the change, the transformation. And when we do change with the transformation, we are going to allow ourselves to free ourselves of anything that doesn't serve. But that may lead into a lot of unpredictability because we are humans, and we are also creatures of habits. And when things show up unexpectedly, it's like, oh shit, why is that happening? It's okay. The unpredictable is good because it sort of gets you off your routine. And that might be a really good thing. So again, if you're going to focus on that transformation, it has to be more than just the fact that you changed your job. Yeah, that's small stuff. Big stuff. Change your job, change your location to where you live. Take your relationship to the next level of a spiritual relationship. Change who you are. That's transformation.
There you go.
Yeah.
Remember, transforming, it pulls you out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So when you are transforming, you're going to feel really uncomfortable. You're going to be put into situations and into, all of a sudden you're like forced to think differently. And that's good. That is a good feeling, because once you've gotten through that, it's like, wow, that's amazing. And I come from somebody who does change and transform quite a lot because we move. And I don't just move down the street. No, I do a little thing that's inconvenient. I switch countries. Yeah, but it does. And I'm not saying that you get used to it at all, because each time you go and you do something, you have to get accustomed to where it is that you're at. Just something as simple as putting up your Christmas tree. All right. I'm in the middle of doing that. So many of you are as well. And we have to make sure that we have the right transformer that transforms the current for our lights so that our Christmas tree can turn on. Or else I go out and I buy the right lights for the country I'm in. For me, I was like, well, I have the transformer. I already have the lights and they work. I'll work with what I've got. But,
Nice.
it's those little things that you take for granted. Why? Here, I'll show you. I have it right here. We're used to plugs looking like this in the United States, right?
Yeah,
Well,
except
when you're transforming and moving to someplace new, your plugs may look like this instead.
oh my.
So I plug that into the wall so I can plug the things that are already convertible into this.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Maybe I'm wondering if we should call that thing a transformer. Maybe it's just a current changer.
Yeah. When we are transforming, think about it, we are changing our current because we're raising our vibrations,
Mm-hmm.
which is same thing.
Yep. Receiving at a different frequency.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, love her above, baby. Love her above.
Love her above. This or something better. Awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome stuff. Well, we've got a few more minutes, ladies. Not a whole lot, about 10 more minutes. Is there anything hot off the presses you want to share with us? Oh,
I'm doing
Krista.
something.
Yeah.
I'm transforming.
How are you transforming? What are you doing?
Well, I am on my Dimensional Healing with Krista Facebook page. I am challenging myself. I call it the Krista Challenge. Get the hell out of the way, or get the hell out of your own way. And it's my challenge for me, which you will benefit from.
Okay.
I go on, I've done it 2 days in a row, and I'm telling everybody because I want you all to hold me accountable. All right. I am going on every day and doing a video. I'm supposed to be doing a video and a facial post, post of my face, head, face, whatever, me doing something. Jen actually took some photos of me. I just misplaced my phone. So before I go to bed, I'll post something. But right now I'm doing a live video every day. And funny enough, I am talking about Oracle decks, not mine, but other people's, ones I've used, whether it's brand new. And like yesterday, I was talking about Colette Baron Reed's Crystal Spirit deck, which I had gotten. I just hadn't opened. So I opened it and I was explaining how to work a brand new deck. And today I reviewed my very first deck I ever had, which is Earth Spirit deck. And so, and like tomorrow I'll do something else. But yeah, so I'm challenging myself. And like I said, it's just for me to get my ass in gear and get my videos done again. I used to be religious about my video, doing a video post for Facebook and my YouTube, and I just have gotten into a rut. And I didn't think that I had anything valuable to say. I was having a little pity party for myself. And so now I have to just get out of having a pity party for myself. Because I do have valuable things to say.
Oh, you have tons of valuable things to
Yeah.
say. That's really awesome. And congratulations on doing that, actually, because that's one of my things too, is that I really resist doing Facebook Lives alone. I have no problem getting on a group meeting like this. I have no problem interviewing people. But I feel like, yeah, I don't know what to say, and lots of dead air if I'm out there all by myself, right?
Yep.
As if
Yeah,
there's ever.
I'm like, Gayle, I've never heard you at a loss for words.
Right? Makes no sense, right?
No. I mean, so see, the fact that we can all laugh at this shows just how redonkulous, really,
Yeah.
it is that we just we get in our own way. So
Yeah.
that is part of transforming, is understanding that you have to get out of your own way. What got it all started, and I know someone else probably should talk, but what got it all started, I have to share this, was at Thanksgiving. We were cooking Thanksgiving meal, and we celebrated ours on Friday and we had a lot of fun. And it was just Kevin, Genevieve, and I. And I was saying to Kevin, I was like, I've always wanted to make popovers. My mom would make them when I was younger. And I have never been intimidated by baking. That's my jam. My mom and my sister are incredible cooks. I am the baker. And the more challenging it is, usually that's, you know, I'm happier making the challenging things. But I've never made popovers. And I was laughing, and I'm like, because it scares me to make popovers, and I'm laughing about it. Kevin's like, why does it scare you to make popovers? And I'm like, I really don't know. But it was one of those, wow, maybe I just need to make popovers. And I didn't on that particular day. I will take a picture. I'm going to make them. And I'll take a picture. But part of it is I'm still getting used to our convection microwave oven. Oh, I love New York. Hello, New York.
Yes, that's what goes on around here.
But no, it's about getting out and challenging yourself. And I think that's when it all gets started, when I just realized, how ridiculous it is that I keep getting in my own way.
Nice. That's awesome. Joanne?
Yes. Well, unlike the two of you, going live on videos is not an issue. To me, it's like, you know what? I think I like to hear myself talk. And, and I always believe that I always have something to say. I can literally talk about anything. You get whatever comes to mind, I will talk about it. So to me, it's like, okay, you know what? I got nothing going on right now. So I'm going to jump on Facebook Live and talk and have a conversation. And whatever shows up, shows up. And sometimes I go on Facebook Live with a plan of what I'm going to talk about. But I also do want to mention that I do have something really creative going on. And I'm not speaking about my little, my big project. I'm not going to talk about that yet. But my other project in regards to cards, and having fun. My deck of cards that I created, oh my God, I created them last year. Oh my God, it's almost a year that I've had my cards. Wow. Anyway, yeah, almost a year. And, I have them with me, because why would I not have them with me?
Right.
I have to just show them, pull them out of the bag, because they're just so pretty. So pretty, like the rainbow. And I'm actually offering another course on them to teach people like yourself how to use them. How to use them, and how to do readings for yourself, and how to do reading for others. But really, what's really important about it, it's a self-discovery, and it's also another way to earn additional money. Another way of bringing income in for those who might be a little challenged right now. So yeah, to get more information about that, I'm sure Gayle has my information there that you guys can reach out to me at.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And I believe that course starts up in, I think it's January 13th. I have so many courses, I don't remember which one this date starts with. But anyway, I think it's January 13th. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. I'm really loving that deck, too. I love your Friday night card pulls and the things that you do with that. It's funny when you were talking about, I've got nothing to do. I think I'll just pop on Facebook. I had this feeling in my chest as if I stepped off a cliff 300 feet above the ocean, right? It's like, that's how that feels for me. And I'm committed to changing that, because that's just, it's stupid, okay? It's just flat out stupid. What I'm doing to myself here. right?
Mm.
But that's phenomenal stuff. And I want to make it very, very easy for all of our audience to reach out to get Joanne's deck or, connect with any one of us. Go to Facebook. It's a group. It's called Three Crones in the Woo Woo. And it's public. Come join us. You can ping Joanne in there and go, hey,
Yep.
I need a deck, right?
That's
So yeah, we now have a Facebook group, and we actually have a couple people right now watching from the group. Hi guys, how you doing? So glad you could join us. So we are now visible on
comment.
what?
I was saying to comment.
Yes, please
Guys, we
comment.
need you to comment.
Send us some likes. Send us some loves.
Give us some hearts.
Yeah. So we're now on YouTube, Facebook, Gayle Nicholson, and in the Facebook group at Three Crones and the Woo Woo. So Crystal will be putting pictures of crystals up there.
Yep. And we're also on Instagram, Three Crones and a Woo Woo. We have that. Yep.
Yay!
You can find us on Insta. Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. So we are expanding, and we would love to have you along for the ride. If you would like to talk to any one of us about becoming a Three Crones and the Woo Woo sponsor, message any one of us, pop a note in the Three Crones and the Woo Woo podcast group, or otherwise, just let us know that you're out there, because we would love to be able to, share you along with our joy each week, right?
Yep.
So saying that, we are going to thank our sponsors this week, Dimensional Healing with Krista Ducharme, Creative Command Coaching and Consulting with myself, Gayle Nicholson, and Holistic Fitness New York with Joanne Angel Barry Colon. All of this can be seen as well and is underwritten by GayleNicholson.com. We can be seen, watched, heard everywhere. Strong Island TV, YouTube, GayleNicholson.com, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Strong Island Radio Network. And also, last reminder, please reach out to our sponsor, EverythingJustRocks.com, and tell Athena that the Three Crones sent you, and this week you're coming for the Malachite. Alrighty? Thank you again, ladies, so much for joining me once again this week. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.